whether or not you are going to, or you plan to file an income tax return by April the 15th to file for your taxes, I hope that you would consider filing an income tax return if you are someone who worked and earned at least $3,000 in the year. $3,000 is all you have to earn. If you're married, I would really encourage you to file that tax return. If you're, as I said, a senior who gets Social Security benefits, or if you're a veteran who's disabled, everyone I've just identified under this bill that the Congress passed and the President signed called the stimulus package, you can qualify for up to $600 as an individual. If you're married and filed jointly, up to $1,200 in a rebate on top of any money you may get back in a tax refund. It's money you would get. If you have children under the age of 18, $300 per child on top of any existing child tax credit, and $300 if you're a senior on Social Security or a veteran who's disabled. Now, the only way you get that money is if you file an income tax return. So let's say you only made $4,000 in the year, and you figure, well, why file taxes? Well, if you made $4,000 in the year and you're married and have 2 kids, you could qualify for up to $1,800 in this tax rebate. If you're a senior and haven't worked for 10 years and you're receiving Social Security, you probably qualify for $300 tax rebate. If you're a veteran who came back from Iraq injured and therefore haven't been able to go to work, you probably qualify for $300. Please know what the eligibility is. Don't wait past April 15th. If you need help, my office is available to try to direct you to the right agencies. Do not go to some notario público, notary public, some tax consultant who says for $500 I can help you get that rebate. You can get it without paying a single cent. It is not difficult. Please don't let people take advantage of you, especially if it's hard-earned money, okay? The stimulus package was something that the Congress passed because, as you know, it's becoming more difficult economically in the country. Not as many jobs are being created. In fact, last month we lost jobs. Prices are starting to go up. You look at the gasoline prices, they just jumped about 20 cents in the last day or two. And so it's getting tougher. People are losing their homes because of the mortgage crunch. And so it's become very difficult. Well, the economy is starting to slow down. If it slows down too much, it's called a recession. If it slows down even more than that, it's called the depression. And if we have what we're beginning to see, which is slowing down in the economy, yet increases in prices, inflation, it's what technically the economists call stagflation, which is terrible. Because that means while we're having less income, the prices of things are going up. That would be the worst of all worlds. Well, one of the things that the economists, the experts are telling us is, well, we got to stop the economy from slowing down too quickly so that it just falls too hard. You need to give it a parachute. So if it's going to fall, it falls gently. So that way we can then see it begin to recover. Instead of going like this, have it go like this so then it's ready to go back up and get better. That's why we passed the stimulus package. The stimulus package cost every one of us $150 billion. Because see, right now the Bush administration has been running massive deficits. The budget is in deficit every year. There was no money we could just sort of use to pay for this. But unlike the state government, which has to balance its budget every year, it can't spend more than it has, the federal government can. The problem, of course, is that the Bush administration has been spending way more than it's been collecting in revenues every year it's been in office. But we had a choice to make. Do nothing and see this downturn in the economy get bad, or get some money, try to use it wisely, make it limited, and see if we could help avoid a bad recession. And so what we did was we took $150 billion. So what we did. We took this out. It's the federal government's credit card. And we spent $150 billion. Now, too often this administration in the White House has spent the money for folks, none of whom are in this room. Most of whom are making $300,000 or more. This time, Congress did something different. Almost all the money is going to folks like you. If you make more than $75,000, if you make $100,000, you're not going to get much of that rebate because it's focused on people who make $75,000 and less. Way less. That's why I said you only have to earn $3,000 and you qualify. And so what we did was we did something different from previous Congresses, which were controlled by the Republicans. We said, no, if we're going to give money to the people and use a credit card to do it, in other words, spend money we don't have, then let's put it in the hands of people who we know will spend it for the right things. Food, clothes. We don't need to have people buy yachts. We don't need to have people use the rebate they get to go take a vacation in Europe. We want the money to be spent here. So if you get the check, the rebate check, chances are you're going to spend it on something that is productive. So 130 million people in America are going to get a rebate check if they apply for it. But it's costing us money. We have to pay for it later on. And I say we because you and I are going to pay for it because it's come out of our taxes. So we had to make it targeted. We had to make it temporary. This is on one time. And we had to make it timely. We had to do it now, not next year, not in 6 months. We had to do it now because we see the economy coming down. You wait 6 months and it may be too late. So that's the stimulus package.